currently watching Jay's... messed up, didn't I? You are currently watching Jay's TV.
We're taken to the streets to see what people think about thriller films.
Hello, what's your name?
My name's Joe.
What typical characters do you expect to see in a thriller film?
Hitmen and detectives.
Brilliant answer. What locations do you expect to see from a thriller film?
A city or an isolated location,
Like what, Joe?
like an alley or like a dark, foggy city.
What type of music do you expect to see from a thriller film?
Bassy music when something dramatic's about to happen.
What do you expect to see in the opening of a thriller film?
The main characters being introduced and giving hints about what's about to happen.
What would you say is a climax to a thriller film?
Shooting, deaths, stuff like that.
What are camera shots that you see used a lot?
Extreme close-ups and panning shots.
And any features of thriller films that you particularly enjoy?
Probably the action scenes, because they're the most exciting.
And finally, give us a few of your favourite thriller films.
Probably Inception, The Shining, The Purge maybe.
What's your name?
Clarice Parrott.
Awesome sauce, right. What are typical characters you have seen in thriller films?
Criminals, murderers, gangsters.
And what locations do you expect in thriller films?
Dark, scary places.
What type of music do you generally hear?
Intense orchestral music.
What do you expect to see in the opening to a thriller film?
A lot of tension and confusion.
What would you say is a climax to a thriller film?
The main character getting out of a impossible situation and killing the evil or bad person.
What are camera shots that you see used a lot?
A lot of close-ups of their faces when they're talking, so it shows all the emotion.
And are there any features of thriller films that you particularly enjoy?
The psychological aspects of it, because it really makes you think and get confused, like read between the lines.
And finally, could you give us a few of your favourite thriller films?
Shutter Island, Pulp Fiction, and Taken.
What's your name?
Jack.
What typical characters do you see in thriller films?
Usually see a psychopath and some good guys, usually detectives trying to figure out murders or try and bust the psychopath.
What locations do you expect to see in thriller films?
Everyday locations, so the viewer can link it into their everyday life.
What type of music do you generally hear and when?
Usually in chasing scenes, you hear high impact, which could create like a feel for how fast and the rate of adrenaline going through the characters.
What do you expect to see in the opening of a thriller film?
Usually a taster of what's to come later on in the film, so it could sort of intrigue the viewer, so like make them watch it, stick around, see what happens.
What would you say is a climax to a thriller film?
Usually the mystery of the film being solved, or the psychopath being caught, or a main character being murdered.
What are camera shots that you see used a lot in thriller films?
We tend to see first-person shots of the main characters or the criminal running, so you'll be in their shoes to see where they're running and how fast they're running. Also, Steadicam shots following certain characters during action scenes or just some scenes following a pair of people.
And any features of thriller films you particularly enjoy?
I like where the mysteries have been being solved, and maybe sometimes you have to wait around to the end to see if the mysteries are solved, and the plot twists.
And finally, give us a few of your favourite thriller films.
I like Seven, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. I really like the story in that. It's got kind of hidden meanings. Also like Silence of the Lambs. That's a very different film style. of its time. It was very unique and original. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.